Hi friends, this is Jitendra. Today we will going to see composite source. So what is a composite source? So when you want to configure more than one source, you you have to use composite source. So basically there can be a requirement. Okay, there can be a requirement like we can receive the message from the multiple sources, like we can receive the message from FTP location, we can receive the message using HTTP listener, we can receive the message from services, we can receive the message through like some other connectors also like database, etc. Okay, so how you can configure and how you can use the composite source in your application, we will going to see it today. Let's we will going to create a new application file, new mule project. I will say composite. Sorry, I will say composite source app. I will simply click on, I will select the runtime equals to 3.8.3 and I will say finish. Okay, so now I will look for the composite source and I will drag and drop into the canvas. So what we will going to do, we will use the two composite source. One is the HTTP listener and one is the file connector, input file connector. So let me drop HTTP listener first. I will configure the HTTP listener. I will click on HTTP listener. I will say, I will click on the add button and I will keep all the setting as a default. I will say path CS. I will say allowed method equal to post. Right. Now I will drag and drop the file component, file connector into the composite source only. Okay, so let me I have to configure the path for the file connector. So let me create some folders into the test resources. I will create two folders, one is in and one is out. In folder, I will create a second folder, new, I will say out, finish. So let me configure the path. So in. Now once we have received the message, so what I will do, I will convert that XML message into the JSON. So I will use XML to the JSON transformer. So it's there. And finally, I will going to save the output into some file location. So I will configure file location output path. Out. That's it. Okay. So we have, like deploy. We have developed our application where we have a composite source. Once we have received the message from composite sources, we will convert into the XML to JSON, and then we will store the output in the file. It is not necessary to send the message from both the composite source at the same time. You can send like multiple message via HTTP listener, multiple message via file connector. Okay, we will going to see that with some example testing. So we will going to first use the postman. Through postman we will going to post the message on the HTTP listener, and from HTTP listener message will go to XML to JSON transformer, then it will save it to the file location. Let me run the application. Okay. Okay, the application is deployed. So I have this message. This is the message. I am going to test it. So I will say send. Okay, we got the 200 response. I will check the out folder. I will refresh it. So in out folder you can see the message. Initially we have sent this message via HTTP listener, and finally it has been converted into JSON. Now we will going to test the message in file connector. For that I will copy this message. I will create one new file. It's a new file. I will say test. Okay, and I will mark it finish. I will save it. I will put. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I will going to copy this file and I will paste into the input in folder. Okay, and now I will refresh it. So you can see the file has been picked from in folder and it has been saved to the out folder. So if you see the content of the that file, it will be in the JSON. Okay, so it's a very simple, like you can have a multiple sources using composite source. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching video.